You good?
Yes, there's something weird happening with the sound system.
Yeah, it keeps jumping up. And I'm like,
Yeah, every now and then it just explodes.
I think we might be live now. And if everyone...
A notification just popped up on my Facebook.
Excellent. So now we're live this time. Apologies, everyone. We're a little weird tonight. I guess that's the internet for you. So we're getting a little late started. I already mentioned in our failed start of the live stream that we're doing something different tonight, beyond failing miserably. We're doing a modern play. Shakespeare is very large, and it takes a little effort to get everyone organized. But because some of the cast members would like to keep doing stuff, we're going to attempt to do some more modern plays with smaller casts on the weeks between our big Shakespeare plays. So tonight, we are doing Loose Ends by Dr. Laura Holder. She's a friend. And this is quite an enjoyable little play. I hope that you all enjoy it as much as I, and I hope the cast have as they've prepared for this. Thank you.
I gotta go back to
Our cast consists of 3 people this evening. We have, if I open my script up properly, Maddie, a young, sarcastic woman. Wouldn't be hard to see her as cynical and a bitter woman when she reaches middle age, but she's not yet completely hardened. We have John. He is somewhat fatherly, but not someone to be pushed. He's always in control of himself and the situation, but he can operate outside of control. Then we have Carter, a young narcotics detective full of knowledge and not afraid to share. He oftentimes has an aggressive manner and a rapid-fire delivery that makes him seem crass. Setting. The stage is mostly bare. A long table with 2 chairs with a wastebasket near the door. It should look like an interrogation room of a police station. A large mirror is on the opposite wall. At Rise, the stage is empty. Maddie and Carter enter.
if you'll wait right in here, ma'am.
Look, I already talked to the detective at the park, and he just said for me to stick around, like...
Have a seat and someone will be in here as soon as possible.
I'd really like to go home. Can I just go?
You want anything?
Excuse me?
You want anything? Coffee? Something from the machine?
No, I just want to go home.
As soon as possible.
I just want to get this over with, detective. I'm sorry, what's your name?
Carter. I understand. I'll see if someone can process your statement right now. You sure you don't want anything while you wait?
Yeah, I want to get the hell out of here. Please? Perfect. Locked in a freaking police station. I cannot believe this is happening.
She examines the mirror.
Hello? Is anyone in there?
Maddie sits.
This is ridiculous. You know, I work at a diner. If I promise like free donuts or something, can we speed this thing up? I should have gone home. Stupid.
Maddie tries the door. When it won't open, she knocks.
Hello?
The door opens and Carter enters.
Is there a problem?
Yes. Detective...
Carter?
Right, Carter. Detective Carter.
Is there a problem?
It's just that the door, it's locked.
Yes, it is.
Why is the door locked?
Procedure. It's standard procedure.
Procedure?
You're not to leave the station.
What? Why?
Yes, ma'am. As a key witness.
Why can't I leave?
As a key witness.
You cannot keep me here.
I'm sorry, but as a key witness.
No, you cannot keep me here against my will.
Yes, I can. As a key witness in an ongoing murder investigation who has already given partial testimony on the scene, I can and will hold you until I hear otherwise. Now, you can either choose to stay here or I'll be forced to arrest you.
Arrest me for what?
Obstruction of justice, withholding evidence, interfering with an investigation. Shall I go on?
This is unfreaking believable. I want to call my lawyer.
You can't.
Oh, yes, I sure as hell can. I'm entitled to an attorney.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. I have rights. Everybody knows them. The like Moringa rights or whatever. I have the right to an attorney.
I believe you're speaking of the Miranda rights. And as much as I'd like to invoke all of those rights, especially the right to remain silent, the Miranda rights don't apply here because you are not in police custody on criminal charges.
Then how can you keep me here if I'm not charged with anything?
Because you already presented information on scene. Hell, I would have the right to hold you simply because I had a hunch you had information on a crime. I can legally hold you here under suspicion for at least 24 hours, more if necessary.
You have got to be kidding me.
Ain't the Patriot Act grand?
Shit, I cannot believe this. Can I at least have my purse?
No personal items allowed in the interrogation room.
I just want a piece of gum. It's not like I have a jackhammer in there and I'm gonna dig my way out of here.
Sorry, I can get you some gum if you want it.
It would just be easier if you would bring me my purse.
Well, that's not going to happen. So I can either bring you some gum or you can just do without. Which will it be?
Fine. Would you please bring me some gum?
I'll see what I can find.
Sugarless, stick, no crystals, wintergreen.
Damn, you want me to chew it for you too?
Told you it'd be easier if you just brought me my purse.
I'll be back.
Carter exit. Maddie is left to her own devices for a few moments.
Oh, this is unreal. This is completely unreal.
To the mirror.
I hope you're enjoying the show. Damn cops, robbers, rapists, murderers running around the city, but I can't have my purse to chew a stick of gum. Murderers. Shit.
Carter enters with a clipboard and a stack of files. Maddie's gum is on the clipboard too.
Here.
What's
Carter
this?
slides the gum to the opposite side of the table.
What's this?
Sugarless. Stick. No crystals. Wintergreen.
Oh.
One of the guys is diabetic and has some bad bridge work, so he doesn't like the hard gum with crystals.
What?
Didn't want you thinking I rifled through your purse to find it.
Oh. Right.
Maddie takes the gum and begins to play with it, but doesn't chew it.
All right. I have some paperwork that we need to get started with. Just some basics, but it has to be done.
Have to fill out all of that?
No, some of it's mine. I just need to find the right form.
Look, I'm really not in the mood for a bunch of forms, detective. I just want to go home.
Sooner it gets done, the sooner you can get out of here.
If I can go home if I fill this out all out.
No, but it'll speed things up when the detective comes in.
Carter shuffles papers.
This is speeding things up.
Give me a sec. Drug dealer, hooker, gangbanger. Ah, here it is. New case file.
Work with some nice people.
Maddie indicates the case files Carter has just set aside.
Yeah, some of them are real sweethearts.
Carter takes out a pen.
All right, state your full name.
Forget it.
Look, not cooperating with me won't get you home any sooner. Now, please state your full name. Do you have anything better to do right now?
Maddie L. Parker.
Is Maddie short for Madeline?
No.
What does the L stand for?
Let, as in, let me go home.
Carter stares at her.
Okay, it doesn't stand for anything. My parents couldn't decide on a middle name, so they just gave me an initial, okay?
Uh-huh. Married, single, or divorced?
Single.
No surprise there.
Bite me.
Not now, I'm working. Sex?
Female.
Age?
Are you sure this isn't some sort of dating questionnaire? All right, fine. I'm 24.
Hair blonde, eyes green, height around 5'5". Weight about 135.
Hey,
Am I wrong?
not the point.
Moving along then. Address.
What? You don't know? You don't want to know my sign first?
Please state your address.
Why ask me? You seem to be doing just fine without my help.
Address.
The corner of go to hell and let me out of here.
All right, that's it. I don't have time for this. You can't leave. If it was up to me, you'd already be out of here, but it's not. So let's just make it really simple. I'm the one with the badge, the gun, the keys to the door. So for right now, I'm the one who decides when you can and cannot leave. One more smart-ass remark from you, I arrest your ass for obstruction, and then you sure as hell won't be leaving this place for a very long time. End of story. No arguments, no appeals. Got it? Good. Now, address.
1702 West Reynolds, apartment 9C.
West Reynolds, across from Arrowhead Park.
Yeah.
It's on the edge of Little La Villa.
So?
Nothing. I just go down there a lot for work.
Yeah, I bet.
What?
I see cops all over Little La Villa. And yet I still have to watch out for broken needles in front of my apartment building or sidestep the puddle of puke from the strung out third floor hooker every other week.
I can't just bust in and arrest everyone you think is a user.
Yeah, no, because you're too busy harassing me.
Trust me. I'd rather be dealing with the strung out third floor hooker.
I'm sure you would.
It's not what I meant.
Whatever.
What's the hooker's name?
Excuse me?
The strung out third floor hooker. What's her name?
Why? You need a date this weekend?
I don't make enough.
Then why do you care?
You wanted someone to bust her and stop her puking out her window, right? I have to know her name first.
I don't know her name. It's not like we're exactly friends. It's not like I take her brownies or anything.
So you're not close? Okay, what about her pimp's name? Can you tell me that?
No, I don't hang out with people like that.
Okay, where's she work?
She doesn't. She's a hooker.
But where does she pick up her johns?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen money exchange hands?
No.
So you don't know any of her johns I could follow. You've never seen money change hands, and you don't have the name of a pimp. Why are you calling this girl a hooker?
Because she's always either on something or crashing when I see her. Also, she's got a new guy on her arm every time I turn around. I never see her go anywhere for work, and yet she's always got money for booze and shit.
I knew girls like that in college. Always drunk and had a new guy every night. Made them popular. Sure as hell didn't make them a hooker.
This is Little Livia. It's not exactly the site of Better Homes and Garden.
You live there? Should I arrest you for hooking?
I have a job.
So do hookers. Only difference is you get arrested for doing your job.
No, the difference is I actually get out and work for my money. I don't just wait around all day getting drunk and getting laid.
Oh yeah, it's regular life of luxury, all right. Getting slapped around by your pimp for not making enough money. Getting slapped around by your John simply because that's the way they like it. Having to service 6 or 7 guys every night. Always wondering if the next guy you take in is going to be a cop who busts your ass. Or worse than that, a weirdo with some kinky foot fetish. Or even worse still, some psycho serial killer who picks up hookers because he knows no one will care. Now, every hooker gets a chance to be Pretty Woman like Julia Roberts.
Well, you seem to know an awful lot about hookers.
Worked for Vice 1.5 years. Here's what will happen if I were to bust your 3rd floor strung out hooker on this kind of evidence. I'd get her down here. She'd be right back home in less than 24 hours. So, alleged hooker is off the limits for the moment. Let's move on to your junkie down the hall. Do you know his name?
Travis.
And how do you know him?
He works the graveyard shift at the 7-Eleven. I stop by there sometimes on my way home from work.
Okay. And why do you think he's a junkie?
I've seen the track marks on his arm.
Are they fresh tracks?
What?
The marks on his arms. They're called track marks. Are they fresh ones? Is the initial puncture site black or red? Perhaps with a scab on it? Is there an area swollen or inflamed? Are the tracks under the skin themselves black, or are they simply darker than the surrounding skin?
What does that matter?
If they're fresh, then he's still using, and I could possibly make a case. If not, all it means is he's used in the past, and it'd be a bit harder to bust him for possession. Have you seen him stick a needle in his arm?
No, but he's...
Have you seen your junkie buying drugs from someone? Or has he ever asked you for money in order to buy drugs?
Well, no, but...
Then I have no reason to go after this guy. I can't arrest him just because he has possible track marks and you think he stinks. I have to have solid evidence, ma'am, or he's going to walk, and once that happens, I have to work twice as hard to make any charges stick. I can't just go off the neighbor's testimony.
But you're a cop. It's your job to arrest people.
No, it's not my job. No, it's not my job. My job is to protect society from the worst of itself. Let's say I spend my time going after your alleged 3rd floor hooker and next door neighbor junkie. I bust them and somehow make it stick. They don't live in your apartment building anymore. Meanwhile, because I was too busy going after your neighbors, these 2 move into your building.
Carter holds up 2 files.
scumbag, a gangbanger from the South Side, runs drugs, guns, and girls, a regular trifecta. Left his last apartment without getting his security deposit back because the landlord thought he needed to pay for the removal of the bloodstains. Scumbag B is even better. A dealer who just promoted himself from middleman to top dog. Didn't have too much to get promoted. Anyone who didn't want to do business with him just kept quiet about it. Of course, that would be because they cut their tongues out. Literally. We found one in the dumpster.
Enough. You've made your point. You're right. I'm wrong.
It's not about who's right and wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe the third floor girl is a hooker. She's been hooking since 15, and she's drunk and high every night. Maybe Travis, the store clerk, is a junkie, and he's working the 7-Eleven to feed his habit. Who the hell cares? So maybe I pass them by or look the other way in order to get to the other, after the other asshole that thinks it's fun to drug up little girls, get his kicks, and then leave them naked under the freeway overpass. That's a compromise I can live with.
After a few seconds, Carter begins to work with his files.
How far does the compromising go?
What?
Making compromises. How far does it go? If someone gets killed, but they're a nobody, no family, no friends.
You're talking about what happened tonight.
I mean, does that matter? Does it matter if you catch whoever did it if there's no one who cares? I mean, like, how far can you push the compromise and still sleep at night?
You tell me, how far are you willing to let the compromise go? If I let you out of this room right now, let you go home, how well would you sleep?
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
You brought it up.
Well, and I'm ending the discussion.
Carter returns to his files. After a few moments, he looked at his watch and then to Maddie.
I need to get coffee or something. You want anything from the machine?
Can I get some real food?
It's pretty late, but I can call something in. One of the bonuses of the police station is that they have the number of every place that delivers 24/7 on speed dial. What do you want? Chinese, Thai, burgers?
I like pizza.
Not sure that's your best option right now.
Why not?
It's best to steer clear of anything heavy with tomato sauce after seeing, well, let's just call it a crime scene.
What do you mean?
My first year as a patrolman, I was out on a response crew to a suicide. Got blown the back of his head off with a shotgun. My first body. After the cleanup crew arrived, my partner and I met with some other guys for lunch. Their treat. All was good until the main course arrived. Lasagna. I couldn't even look at ketchup bottle for a week.
Look, can I just get pizza? I've worked too many Chinese restaurants. I think I'll just take my chance.
Your lunch to lose. Toppings?
Supreme's fine. Hand tossed.
We may have something in common after all.
Carter gathers his files and moves to the door, leaving Maddie's file on the table.
Be right back.
Hurry back. I'll miss you.
Carter unlocks the door and exits. Maddie sits quietly for a few moments before getting up and trying the still locked door.
and stranger. I'm traveling through this world of woe. Yet there's no sickness, toil, nor danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to meet my Father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home.
That was pretty.
Who are you?
Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. I guess I should have knocked first.
I said, who the hell are you?
My name is John.
Are you with Homicide? Can I go home?
No, I just thought you might like some coffee after having to deal with Carter. I figured you could use some.
You know Detective Carter?
Yeah, we've worked together quite a few times.
So are you a cop?
More of a liaison. I work with the police, but I'm not a policeman. Papa always said he had enough cops in his family. I didn't know how you took it.
I like my coffee black.
Me too. Well, go on and take it. I found coffee is usually best when it's hot. Please, have a seat and try to make yourself comfortable. It's okay.
There's absolutely nothing about this that's okay.
All I meant is that you can relax a little now.
Relax.
Yes, relax. You're in the middle of a police station. You're as safe here as if you were in your mother's arms.
My mother's dead.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It was just an expression.
Forget it. She died a long time ago. I don't even really remember her.
I'm sorry. That's sad.
I can remember some things. I think she had blonde hair and she was always humming. And I didn't know what she hummed. I think I was like only 4 when she died. Yeah. I remember she always smelled of peaches. I'm sorry. I don't know why I just told you all that.
Don't apologize. There's no need. Sometimes it helps to talk about familiar things in situations like this.
Situations like this. You sure you're not a cop?
Pretty darn. I'm a liaison. I work with cops, federal agents, private groups trying to make sure everything runs smoothly.
So you're like an assistant or a secretary.
No, not exactly. I handle the in-between stuff, things that don't necessarily belong in just one department.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating.
Listen, is there someone I can call for you?
What?
Someone I can call? You know, to let them know where you are. You may be here for a few more hours yet.
A few hours? It's almost midnight.
Maybe. I've seen it happen. It can take a while to get everything processed. I could call someone and they could come and wait with you.
Yeah, thanks, but there's no one. My dad died a few years ago.
No brothers or sisters? Aunts? Uncles? Distant cousins?
Not that I know of.
What about a boyfriend or a roommate or something?
What is this? 20 questions? I already played that game.
So I see. So there's no one I can call.
Do you see anyone listed there? No.
No. But pieces of paper can only tell you so much about a person. It doesn't tell who they are. Not really. I just want to help you. When something like this happens, it can help to have someone here. Someone you're familiar with.
There you go again. Something like this. Maybe for you, this situation is all normal. This makes it sound like nothing happened, like nothing's wrong, but it is. This situation, a guy died. This is not normal. This sucks.
I know. And that's why I'm trying to help. If there is anyone that can come and sit with you, someone you know.
Sorry, no one, not even a dog.
Oh,
That's pathetic.
do you want me to wait with you?
Why?
Well, it's better than sitting here all alone, and
No, I mean, like, why would you? I don't need a babysitter or anything.
I didn't mean it like that. I just want to help.
Yeah, right.
I like being able to help. I don't get a chance to do it that often, at least not directly.
Look, don't you have some like filing or phone calls to make or whatever it is that a liaison does? Like, don't you have something to do somewhere else? This isn't part of your job, is it?
All right, then. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. If you need anything, just stick your head out the door and ask.
Very funny.
What?
The door, it's locked.
John tries the door. It is indeed still locked.
Then I guess you're stuck with me until Detective Carter comes back. I'm sorry, I'll just wait over here.
Real smooth, Maddie.
I forgot my coffee.
Wait. Look, I'm sorry. I would like someone to talk to.
Are you sure?
Yeah, please.
He sits.
Thank you.
No problem. So, I just realized I never got your name. I mean, I could look it up in this handy dandy file, but
I'm Maddie.
it's nice to meet you, Maddie. Is that short for Madeline?
No, it's just Maddie. My dad said that my mom always liked that name, like that she read it in a book or somewhere. He used to tease me. He said it was either going to be my name or the dog's, but I came first.
See? I bet that's not anywhere in this file. So, what do you do?
I'm a waitress. Who's behind that mirror?
What?
The mirror? In the movies, there's always someone watching behind the mirror.
Sorry, not this time. This is the safe room. It's where the high profilers and special cases are brought. There's no surveillance equipment in this room. No cameras, no recorders, just us. It's the black hole of the precinct.
A black hole?
Yeah. It's in the middle of the station. 4 solid walls, no electronic equipment in the room, so no risk of anyone being able to tap into a frequency and listen in.
Why all the secrecy?
Part of it's security. You see, a police station is something like a sieve. You try to catch the worst, but the truth is, scum and criminals are moving in and out of this place 24 hours a day. People come in and go out. It's nice sometimes to have a special place where you know nothing leaves the room unless you're ready for it to.
Huh. So, like, why the mirror? Why not just have like a brick wall?
Because everyone expects for there to be someone hidden behind it. Think of it like a magic trick, misdirection. If people expect they're being watched from behind the mirror, then they don't look for observation from the corners and the cracks.
But you just said that there's not any cameras or anything.
You don't need cameras to watch people. All it takes is one good pair of eyes. You get a criminal in here and he's focused on not showing anything to the mirror, so he doesn't notice his legs shaking under the table out of nerves. It's out of sight of the mirror. He doesn't notice that he taps his right leg with his finger every time he tells a lie. Cop standing behind him, forgotten in the corner, sees that.
Huh, really?
It's not hard to read people or situations.
That's a bit creepy, you know. So there's really nothing behind the mirror?
Nope.
Huh. That just kind of seems wrong. It makes this place seem like, I don't know, smaller, more empty. Yeah, that's a little weird. Sorry, isn't it?
Not really.
That's what he was doing in here earlier, wasn't it? Carter? That's why he wouldn't just let me fill the forms out myself. He was watching me, wasn't he?
Probably. Carter's good at watching and doing what he's paid for.
Silence. Carter enters. When he sees John, he freezes.
Hello, Trey. We were just talking about you.
John, what the hell are you doing in here?
Oh, taking care of things. Jobs like ours don't always run on a 9 to 5 clock.
You okay in here?
Yeah, I'm all right. Is the pizza here yet?
Should be here in about 15 minutes or so.
To John.
So you've been assigned?
Not officially.
And unofficially? I'm going to make some calls, but I'll be right outside.
I'm sure we'll be fine. You go make your calls.
All right, if you're sure.
I am.
I didn't mean you.
Just find whoever's in charge so that I can get the hell out of here.
Oh, there's that sweet girl I fell in love with earlier tonight.
Carter hesitates.
I'll be back in a minute.
I'll be here.
Carter exits.
What am I doing here?
You're doing the right thing.
Am I?
Maddie, you witnessed a murder. You have to tell the police about it.
Why? For the good of society? Because nobody cares. Just because I tell the police doesn't mean they're going to catch the bastards that killed him. And if I do talk, I become the bad guy's next number one target.
Maybe. Maybe not.
That's a comforting answer, thanks.
The police will do their best to protect you.
From who? Look, I barely saw the guys. Hell, they could be sitting outside this room right now, and the only way I know is if I saw them again. Maybe. And like by the time I see them, it'll be too late. They'll have me plastered to the wall.
You don't know that.
Do you know that I'm wrong? Can you guarantee they'll be caught? That I won't, yeah. I didn't even know the old man that they killed. And I sure as hell don't want to die because of him.
Who's talking about you having to die? Why are you so sure they'll try to kill you?
That's like usually what happens to witnesses, isn't it? I mean, like if I did see enough to get them arrested and sent to prison, like won't they be interested in trying to keep me quiet?
Maybe. Maybe they don't even think you're a threat. Ever consider that? Or maybe they'll just try to buy you off. You might be surprised how many crimes are committed nowadays of people content to look the other way just because it earns a little extra cash.
Buy me off? Please. How much money do you think they'd have to give someone like me?
How much would it take?
You don't get it. That guy he just pulled out a gun and I don't think they're the paying type. Besides, like I don't think I could take any money. If I decided not to say anything, that's one thing. But if I take money for it, that just makes it seem like it was okay, right? Like his life had a price, you know? And then like that just doesn't seem right either. If I just gotten home like straight after work, I wouldn't have to be here right now. I wouldn't have seen.
Sometimes it helps to go ahead and talk it out. Maybe it'd help if you just said what you saw.
I don't even know what I saw. Nor I do, but I don't want to think about what I saw. They always talk about like the gray matter of the brain. But your brain isn't gray. It's like red and pink and soupy and it just kind of like lays there in like these great gobs once it's been shot out of your skull. I don't want to think of someone seeing my brains like that.
So what are you going to do?
Why do I have to do anything? Nothing I do or say is going to bring the old man back to life, will it?
What if it were you? Wouldn't you want justice?
If I talk, it very well could be me. I don't know. I don't think I rest easy knowing that someone else died because they were trying to get justice for me, whether I asked them to or not.
You seem so sure that these people want you dead. Why?
Let me think, because I already saw them kill one guy as casually as if they were stepping on a bug. I saw them do that, and I heard.
What? You heard what?
Devin.
Carter enters and leaves the door open behind him.
Everything going okay in here?
Have you found out anything yet?
It's going to be a while. I talked to Detective already. He's in charge at the scene. But he said the case has been transferred.
What do you mean the case was transferred? Where? Why?
Already said it was a federal case now. Someone from Bureau headquarters will be here soon as they can.
Bureau? As in like the federal investigation of?
Yes.
Shit. Shit. The FBI?
You all right?
Not even remotely. This is just all a bad dream. This is just a really bad dream.
Maddie?
God, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Carter reaches for the wastebasket.
Seriously?
Can I please go to the restroom?
I don't know.
Please,
Holds
I
out the
promise
wastebasket.
I will come right back. I just need some air, please.
Come on, Trey, let her go. It's the middle of a police station. What's she going to do? Flush herself down the can and escape?
John and Carter share a look. John
Nope.
wins.
Go out and to the left. It's the second door down. Hell of a night, huh, Trey?
What are you doing here?
Same thing you're doing.
I'm doing my job.
So am I. You do what you're paid to do, and so will I, and we'll just work really well together tonight.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means stay out of my way on this one, Trey.
And if I don't?
John moves to Carter.
Don't threaten me.
I'm not.
Carter attempts to shove John. An altercation ensues, which John wins.
Do not get in the way tonight. When I tell you to stay out of my way, it is not a threat. It's a promise that if you don't, you'll regret it.
John releases Carter and exits.
Fuck.
Lights out. End of Act 1. Hey guys, so it's 7:55 right now. 5 or 10 minutes, you guys can run to the bathroom, refresh drinks, stuff like that.
Okay, sounds
All right, cool. The audience, thank you for joining us so far. We're going to take 5 or 10 and we'll be back then.
Set a timer for 10 minutes. No, not quite yet. I don't know if you needed it. Nobody's here. I know, because we're taking a break. Daddy, are you still waiting for people to join? It's so much quieter when there's only like 4 of us.
Yes, it's very noticeable. Like I said, those Shakespeare plays are very large.
Yeah. Sorry I didn't get your description.
It doesn't matter.
I went read right straight and then didn't realize till afterwards.
It's okay.
I'm not going to complain about somebody saying I'm 135.
Oh boy.
Nice LaCroix.
Le Croix.
Wow.
The limoncello one is so good.
Brought to you by Antacids.
Product placement.
We do need endorsements, right? We need to.
This is elixir of life because I do have to appease the volcano gods every now and then.
Yeah, and Kenan trying to sneak in the background here.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Because I see you on the video. This is where you come running back to the bed. Can you see me?
There's nothing here.
See? And that's where you come back.
So I'm sitting
Fun
by
fact-
an oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's like I'm sitting by an open window, and like as we were doing the brain matter scene, my neighbors were walking by. It's just like, oh, whoops.
That's great. That's great. By the way, you're doing awesome.
Thanks.
You're pulling that off really well.
Yeah. And by the way, fun fact for our viewers at home, 50% of our actors tonight lie above the median age.
Hmm.
What's
What's the median age? Because it might be 100% of us.
No, the median age is the one that falls right in the middle. That's the...
Because isn't the younger generation so much more, like there's way more of them than...
No, you're thinking of average.
No? Yeah. Oh, okay. Math. Why I have a PhD in history.
Mm.
And I'm a librarian.
That's a good line to use though from like the show, right? That's what it makes me think of all the time.
Mhm.
Did I just like hurt you?
Oh, Jesus.
Like all like everybody thinking historians are Indiana Jones.
I was interdis in my undergrad with world world English and world literature and history,
Oh, nice.
European history to be exact.
USA, USA. And then we got to work out the drunk history thing with Francis.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Francis.
If you're there, Francis, we're thinking.
A PhD and a librarian talking history. That would be.
We have a friend who's doing her PhD at Connecticut right now. So she's like, we should do drunk history as a panel on Zoom. Okay, dude, stop performing for the camera.
What we're doing.
You have a rising star.
Contract.
Yeah, wait till you can get paid. This kind of economy, you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't jump on just anybody's bed. Don't do it for exposure.
I think we have our full cast back now.
Let me get that script back up.
Oh, script.
2 minutes 45 seconds.
Alrighty.
All right. So we'll start a little early so we can get rolling. So we're not sitting here staring at each other, right? The audience is here for play, not for us.
Whatever. This is my social interaction in quarantine. So
And remember, the 7:30 show is completely different from the 10:30 show.
Act 2, lights up. About 5 minutes have passed since the end of Act 1. The door is still open. Carter sits at the table facing the door. He is obviously tense. A few minutes pass in silence before Maddie enters.
Feeling better?
somewhat. I didn't really have that much left in my stomach to lose.
Maddie's across from Carter.
Cold coffee, never a good taste, but especially not mixed with. Ugh. Why are you staring like that? Did I get some of it in my hair?
No. I just wasn't expecting to see you in here again. Figure you were going to disappear or something.
Thought about it. About running.
Where to?
It's just it. I didn't know where. If I went home, you'd just come and get me. Or someone else would. I don't really have any friends or family to go to. Not that I have any money or a car to get there anyway. I got all the way to the end of the hall before I realized I didn't even remember how to get the hell out of the police station. Didn't think that exactly boded well for my grand escape. So I came back.
For what it's worth, glad you came back.
You are?
Yeah. Save me the trouble of having to track you down.
Well, you know, it's just my pleasure to make your life easier tonight, Detective. Where did John go?
Out.
You mean he just left, but he's coming back, right?
Might or might not. Never can tell with John. What with the feds coming now, there's not a whole lot he can do.
You don't understand. He just wanted to help me out if he could.
He made quite an impression on you, huh?
I guess so. He made me feel safe. I don't know why, but I just kind of felt safer when he was in here with me.
Sorry, I wasn't manly enough to do that for you before.
Look, that's not what I meant. I wasn't saying anything against you.
Except for a little raging sarcasm and stinging impatience.
All right, so I wasn't at my best right then. Everything is still a little too fresh. I was hoping it could all just go away. Like if I pushed hard enough, it wouldn't come back. But you kept pushing it back on me. And John, he was nice to me. I mean, like, at least he didn't call me a smart-ass bitch and threaten to arrest me.
I may have called you a smartass and threatened to arrest you, but by God, I never called you a bitch. At least not out loud.
My mistake. Things happen so fast. Like, things that never should have happened. Like, things that I had never even considered. Like, I guess a part of me did. Like, that's why I carry mace in my bag. It's what you're supposed to do, right? To protect yourself, like to be prepared. How I'm not even sure I know how to use it.
That's why those things come with directions.
Yeah, well, I'm not exactly technically minded. If it gets more complex, then peel back the corner of the wrapper to fit in the microwave for 3 minutes. I just let it be. Sarge, he kept telling me that he'd teach me how to use it. He said I needed to know. You know, I did think about it a little, like we all do. Like we all think about what we'd do to save the day. How brave we'd be if some psycho with a gun ran into our church or our school or our mall. How we'd tackle him to the ground or whatever. In our dreams, like we always stand up. We never back down. We always win. But we like never seriously think we'll have to do anything because it's always happening to somebody else.
What do you mean?
It's supposed to be someone else. I mean, like you hear about it every day. TV, newspapers, radio, it's always there, but it's not your problem. Someone gets mugged a block down from where you work, but it's not you. The apartment one floor up gets robbed, but it's not your apartment. A stray bullet from a drive-by catches someone on their way home from buying milk, but they weren't shopping where you do. It's not your funeral, your friends, your family, your loss, your home. It's not supposed to be you. It's never supposed to be you. But then it is.
John,
Then it is you. And all those times you dreamed about how brave you'd be and how you'd stand up and fight. And you just find yourself just standing there staring, frozen. Bad luck, we say. Wrong time, wrong place. Still trying to convince ourselves that it's not supposed to be us. Like we're special in some way, and that means we should not have to deal with this.
Is that what you think? You were in the wrong place at the wrong time?
You came back.
I told you I'd stay with you until this thing was sorted out, didn't I?
Yeah, she was telling me all about it. What a good-hearted person you are. How you made her feel nice and safe.
Glad to be of service. You got a call about some kind of delivery?
Carter moves to leave.
That'll be the food.
I'll stay here with Maddie.
All right, I'll be back.
Carter exit, closing the door behind him. John tests it. It's locked.
I kind of hoped we were past the locked door stage.
He just wants to protect you.
By keeping me locked up?
You're safer in here than just roaming around the station.
It's a police station. Like, shouldn't I be safe with all the cops around?
Yes, you should. But it's not a guarantee. He can't risk anything happening to you, no matter how large the odds are against it.
Still seems stupid. He doesn't like you, does he?
What?
Detective Carter, he really doesn't like you.
He tell you that?
No, not in so many words.
I've known Trey for about 7 years now. Ever since he was a rookie patrolman. We just never hit it off.
Why?
I don't know. We've had our share of run-ins with one another. To him, I'm the outsider who keeps butting in, and to me, he's still the rookie. So we argue about the best way to handle different situations.
Like mine?
Somewhat, yes. Plus, I've got more years on him and have more far-reaching connections, so he feels like I'm invading his space.
How often do you work with him?
Not very. Most of the time, our paths don't directly cross one another. I very rarely have to actually come down to the station. Usually we just deal with each other over the phone. Keeps the tension to a minimum.
So why are you here tonight?
Had a loose end turn up in a job I thought was finished. I wanted to make sure it was taken care of properly.
Carter enters carrying a big pizza box and a smaller box on top. He kicks the door shut behind him and places the boxes on the table.
Either a very late dinner or a really early breakfast is served.
Carter opens the pizza box, and Maddie visibly reacts.
You okay?
I'm fine. I'm just realizing what you were saying about steering clear of anything with tomato sauce.
Carter turns the box away, putting the lid open between Maddie and the pizza. Then he opens the smaller box.
Hope you don't mind breadsticks and garlic.
Thanks.
Carter and Maddie begin eating. John even has a bite or two.
Also, got some information. The feds are sending in someone from the upstate. It'll be at least a few hours before he'll get here,
A few hours?
give or take.
And I have to stay here until then?
It's possible. They'll probably get us locals to do their legwork, take your statement, and then move you to a safe house if necessary.
A safe house? Like, meaning I'm not gonna get to go home?
I'm sorry, Maddie.
Shit. This just keeps getting better and better.
John moves to the door.
Open the door, Trey. I need to make some calls.
Why?
I know some people who might be able to get me some more specific answers about what's going on here. Maybe see if we can't do something about getting things moving a bit faster.
Can you really do that?
I can try.
Thank you.
Don't thank me yet. Trey, the door.
After a few moments, Carter opens the door.
I'll be right back.
John exits, closing the door behind him.
Lucky us.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, except without all the sarcasm.
You? Without sarcasm? What's that? The third sign of an impending apocalypse?
At least he's trying to help me.
Oh, yeah. St. John. There's no problem he can't fix.
Except yours. Seriously, what is your problem with him? Is this all really just some stupid testosterone-based pissing contest?
Is that what he told you?
I mean, yeah, he said you saw him as an interloper, that he butts in where he's not wanted.
And you believe him?
Is there some reason I shouldn't?
Aside from the fact that you seem like the most obnoxious, paranoid, and distrustful person on the planet earlier this evening. What, he swoops in with a cup of coffee and a smile, and suddenly he's your new best friend?
Look, John's been nothing but nice to me and gone out of his way to help.
Exactly. And why do you think that is? He's just a sweet guy that does that sort of thing? One of those special guardian angels that come out of nowhere when you need them the most? People like that don't exist. If they're nice to you, it's because they want something in return. And if you're not, it's because you got nothing they need.
Is this why you're being such an asshole? I got nothing you need.
Maybe that's the question you should be asking. What do you have that he needs?
There's a slight knock at the door. John enters.
I've got some calls out. They'll get back to me whenever they find out any news. Is everything okay in here?
Just fine.
Maddie?
I'm fine.
Fine, huh? Doesn't feel fine in here.
Chalk one up for Mr. Sensitivity.
You say I'm bitchy and sarcastic.
Once again, I never called you a bitch, but you're pushing it.
Trey, contain yourself. Maddie, you okay? Really?
I got a headache. That's all. About that big. Carter's side.
I see. Trey, I think maybe you should leave us alone for a bit.
Oh, you do you?
Yes, I do. I think you need some distance from this.
Oh, yeah. And what if I don't feel like leaving? I'm damn well sick and tired of you telling me what to do. Every goddamn time you set foot in my precinct, you act like you own the place.
Don't push me, Trey.
You think you're better than me, is that it? Your job earns you the right to boss me around like some little kid?
Hey, guys.
Nah, you wanted to know what my problem was. Well, here it is. Ask away. You tell her what makes you so damn special that you come in here and order me around like some stupid son of a bitch rookie. Must be because you're so good at your job, right? You're so very good, and I should just stand back here in awe.
You'll be wanting to leave this room now.
Go on, John. Tell her about your work. Maybe about how you helped the last guy you met with. Oh, wait. I think he's dead. Someone broke his neck while he was sleeping. Poor bastard.
Out now.
Maybe he was a bad example. How about the one before him? Oh, wait. He's dead too. And the one before that, dead. Hell, John. Seems like everyone you try to help winds up dead.
I said to get the hell out of here right now.
Just think about it, John. 3 dead in the last year? That's the work you've done? Now tell me, what makes you so much fucking better than I am?
Perhaps it's because my work is honest.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
John does not respond. Suddenly, Carter attacks violently. John obviously wins the fight, but Carter manages to get a few punches in. Once it's clear that Carter has no more fight in him, John backs off.
Get out.
Carter gathers his files from the desks, and what's left with his dignity and exits, slamming the door behind him.
I'm sorry. I should have handled that better, but he could try the patience of a saint.
I guess so. That's what he called you earlier. Saint John.
Saints don't usually bleed.
John tends to his wound with some pizza napkins.
Is what he said true? About the people dying? The ones you're trying to help?
Yes.
Oh. What happened?
Just what he said. They died.
Why?
I don't know. I know how they died, how it was done, but not why. It's not like they were extremely special. They were informants, witnesses, but why they died instead of any of the millions of others, I don't know.
Witnesses?
Yeah. I won't lie, Maddie, it happens. More times than I'd care to think about, especially with the high priority cases, the ones that involve multiple players. The more people involved, the more likely it is someone lets information slip out. You always hope it doesn't happen, that somehow things will work out and someone doesn't have to die, but
Wow. So I'm dead.
what?
I'm dead. I witnessed a murder. I've got the local police and the FBI involved in my case. And that puts me in your high risk category, doesn't it?
You can't start thinking about how badly things are going to turn out. The percentage of successful protection cases far outweighs the losses.
Always the losses? Says who?
I just mean that you can't base your decisions off the results of a few cases.
Yeah.
Your chances are better with police protection than without them.
Now there are chances?
Maybe. Maybe not. Perhaps you don't know enough to bother with and you get an apology for the inconvenience and a ride home.
And perhaps I know enough to get my neck broken while I sleep. Yeah, I remember this part of that conversation from before.
Maybe you just need to take some time and think about something else. Maybe eat something?
Yeah, I'm not that hungry anymore.
Maddie picks the breadstick and sniffs at it.
I can't smell it anymore. Huh.
Can't smell what?
The blood from afterwards. I could smell it. I thought it was always Hollywood bullshit, like whenever someone gets shot in the movies, there's always this like spray of blood, like a mist, and it just hangs there forever. And they say that they can smell it. But it's real. The pink cloud, the smell, like heavy. I could feel it inside my nose and almost like taste it. Kind of like when you suck on a penny. After the cops came, like when everything was still fresh, I wanted it to go away. And now it has. Like I can't taste it, smell it. Somehow that seems worse.
Maddie, I want you to talk to me about what happened tonight. What you saw. What you heard.
I don't want to.
Part of you does. Needs to. You keep opening up, showing me little bits and pieces, and then you close down again before you really let yourself accept it.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can. And you're going to have to eventually. You're going to have to remember it. Let me help you. Please.
How?
I told you I have contacts. I've got some pull with the State Department. They'll listen to me if I tell them your testimony isn't worth their time. But to do that, I have to know. You have to tell me what happened. All of it.
What if it is worth their time?
If it is, then we'll take it from there. But the first step is telling me.
Silence of consideration. As Maddie tells her story, she alternates between being near tears and seeming very distant.
I was just on my way home from work. Like I always cut through the park because it's the quickest way. And that's how I met Sarge. I'd stopped at the fountains one night when he was there, curled up on one of those benches. And I gave him some of my tip money, and he offered to walk me home. And after that, it just became a habit. We didn't really talk a lot. He just said it wasn't safe for me to be walking alone. But he wasn't there tonight.
Go ahead.
I figured that he was somewhere in the park. And so I went on. Like I had just I'd walked past the rotunda when I heard them. And I thought it was some punks out working on a drunk. But then I saw.
What did you see, Maddie?
I saw Sarge and three other men. They had heavy long coats, very neat.
How do you mean neat?
Like well kept. The smallest one's hair, it was gelled back. And their shoes were shined like expensive leather. There's the slightest hint of cologne, I could smell them, like edgy and hard.
Could you see their faces?
No, not really. Like, I think one of them had a mustache, I think. The one with the mustache, his jaw was really square.
So you didn't recognize any of them?
Sarge, he walked with a limp. His left leg was twisted shorter than the other one.
But none of the others? You said one had gelled back hair and one had a mustache. What about the third man?
No. He was too far back, like he was hiding or something.
Okay. So focus on the first two. Did they look familiar? Maybe from the neighborhood? You'd seen their faces somewhere? Think about what you saw. Think hard.
No, maybe. I don't know. Shit.
It's all right. Just calm down. Take a deep breath. We'll come back to that. What happened next?
Laughter. The man with the mustache smiled. I could see his teeth. And they started talking. Sarge threatened them. "I'll tell Papa," he said. And they stopped laughing. "I'll tell Papa G all about your little side business, and we'll see who laughs the most. It's hard to laugh with your tongue hanging out of your throat." And then the small one, he hit Sarge, and he punched him right in the stomach, hard. And Sarge, he fell backwards and down the steps, and he landed on his hands and his knees. Oh, God. And he saw me. He saw me standing there. I know he did. He looked right at me and just stared at me. And he said, "I'm sorry." And then the man with the mustache had a gun, and he put it to Sarge's head and said, "I know." And he shot him. He just shot him. And I stood there just frozen. I could I couldn't they could have looked right at me, and I don't know if I would have moved. They left, and I just stood there. I was still just standing there when the cops came, and part of me feels like I'm still standing there.
He actually said that, Papa G.
What? Uh, yeah.
He said he'd tell Papa G about some business on the side, and they shot him. This is important, Maddie. You're absolutely positive.
I'm I mean, like, that's the thing about seeing someone get a hole blown in their skull. It kind of makes things crystal clear. He said Papa G. Does that name mean something?
Yeah, it does.
Like what?
Like why the feds jumped on this case so quickly. Did you tell any of this to the detective on scene? Did you mention Papa G?
Uh, um, maybe. I mean, I can't be sure. What's so important about this name? Who's Papa G?
Saviero di Giordani, president of the board and executive CEO of Giordani Bottling Incorporated.
That doesn't really mean anything to me.
It's one of the oldest and most respected spirits companies in the Midwest. It's been listed in the Fortune 500 for the past 25 years. More importantly, it's recognized by federal law enforcement as the front for one of the largest organized crime syndicates still operating out of America, headed by none other than Papa Saviero Giordani, Papa G for short.
You're kidding, right? Like Papa G, like the mafia. This all sounds a bit too much like some low budget gangster B movie.
Hardly. Giordani is not low budget and he's very much real. No movie gangster. The man with the mustache could have been his nephew, Primo. He's been trying to make a name for himself for the past few years, trying out new avenues that don't particularly hold with his uncle's way of doing business.
This makes things worse, doesn't it?
You could say that. But it also means they'll be stepping up security around you. I wouldn't discount the idea of the witness relocation program, even.
And low budget B movie continues.
Again, low budget really isn't the issue here. The government spends millions of dollars a year just to make sure people like you stay safe.
Oh yeah. What's their success rate? Is this the part where you tell me what my chances are and how successful cases are going to outweigh the losses again?
Look, I understand that you're scared.
That's really good, Sherlock. You tell me that I'm a witness in a federal mafia case and then think that I might be a little scared. Congratulations on your deductive reasoning. You'll make detective in no time. Okay. I'm sorry. I had no call to say that. Like, you've been really great about all of this.
It's okay. You've had a rough night.
Oh yeah, I think that's beginning to sink in. Do you really think that they might offer the protection thing, like a new name and all that, like anything I wanted?
Well, within reason. I mean, you couldn't very well become a celebrity or anything. It'd be something normal, low key.
Normal. Do you think maybe I could go back to school?
For handing Giordani over, they'd probably make you president at Harvard.
I'm not sure I'm looking for anything like that, but
What?
I dropped out when my dad died. Like I couldn't afford it anymore. He wanted me to be a nurse.
And what did you want? Would you go back to nursing school?
Um, I don't think so. That was his dream. I was always more interested in history, like ancient history, like digging for bones and putting the pieces back together. Do you, do you think a job where I have my head stuck in like dunes of Montana or Egypt would be normal and low key?
I bet they could probably work something out.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Addie, I'm not kidding when I say it could be possible. Giordani is like the Holy Grail. Agents always talk about having something on him, but you never actually see any evidence delivered. They'll be eager for anything you can give them.
Well, that settles it, I guess. I don't really have a choice anymore, do I? I mean, like, I guess I could lie, but
What?
I don't know if it was just some random asshole that got drunk and shot someone, it'd be different. Don't, I don't know. Maybe not, but it feels different. Feels like it would be. And Sarge, I did nothing for him. And he was the one that said, I'm sorry. Like, what was he apologizing for? I did nothing for him. And and now's my chance to do something. Anything.
Do you understand what you're saying? This will completely change your life, remember? You won't be Maddie L. Parker anymore.
I know, but maybe that wouldn't be such a bad thing.
John rises to leave.
Where are you going?
To call in a few favors.
John knocks on the door. A few seconds later, the door opens and Carter enters. His face is bruised from earlier.
What?
Need to make a call.
Yeah?
Yeah.
To Maddie.
I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, now who's being the smartass?
John exit. Carter stands by the door before closing it and turning to face Maddie.
Uh, so are you okay?
Definitely been better. Not sure about the worst part. Long night.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how that feels, but definitely a long night.
Yeah, but it's almost over.
You think?
More like hoping.
Yeah. I'm ready to get this over with or started. Like I guess it depends on how you think about it.
Ready for what?
Do you remember what you said about compromises earlier tonight? You asked me how I would sleep if I went home and I never talked to anyone about what I saw, and no one else would know, no questions to answer, nothing.
I remember.
For a little while tonight, I thought maybe I could do that. I didn't understand how it would what it would feel like every day knowing knowing what happened and knowing that I did nothing. I can't live like that. I couldn't live like that. Every night I would remember him looking at me, and I'd remember him saying he was sorry, and I'd remember that I did nothing. I can't live with that compromise. I won't. I didn't stand up for him then, but I can now. So he wasn't a celebrity or even just some regular Joe who paid his taxes and cheated on his wife. But he was someone who cared about me, and he deserved more than the laughter of some greased Italian B-movie gangster.
What? Gangsters? What the hell are you talking about?
I know who killed Sarge, and I'm gonna make sure Giuliani pays for it.
Carter visibly reacts to the name. He checks the door, opening it briefly to look outside before closing it again.
Giordani?
Yeah, the primo Giuliani. At least that's what John thinks. I only heard Sarge say Papa G.
John thinks. You mean he knows you heard that name?
Well, yeah, he helped me remember.
I bet he did.
Carter opens the door and looks around outside before turning back to Maddie.
Okay, come on.
What?
I need to get you out of here. Now.
You're not making any sense.
I'll explain later. If there is a later.
Explain what?
Carter tries to get Maddie out of the room.
No, what the hell is wrong with you?
Son of a bitch. Earlier you wouldn't shut up about wanting to leave. And now I can't get you out of the damn door. All right, listen. You have information regarding one of the most sought-after crime families in America. Important information. Information that could cost a lot of people their lives, including you. That means you've got to be dealt with now before too many people find out.
Dealt with?
Jesus Christ. You're not too bright, are you? What did you see tonight? You saw a man get shot because he was a threat to Giordani family? Where are you now? In a police station, ready to make the same mistake? Why should one circumstance warrant a different response than the other that just because the venue has been changed?
This isn't funny. Stop it.
Do you hear me talking about two nuns walking into a bar? This isn't some joke, Maddie. You think they can't have someone just walk right in here and take you out?
What are you saying?
I'm saying you made the wrong decision about who to talk to, and now I have to do something about it.
You just stay away from me.
I don't really have the time for this. I need to take care of you now.
Take care of me? You mean you're one of them. They sent you to kill me.
Now your paranoia comes raging back.
You stay the hell away from me.
You don't get it. It's too late, and you can't stay here like a lamb for the slaughter. You have to get out now.
Carter grabs for Maddie, but she evades him and runs for the door. She bangs on the door as Carter grabs her and holds on to her. John enters, shutting the door behind him.
What the hell is going on here?
Maddie frees
Shut up, will you?
He's one of them.
Just shut up, will you?
No, he was talking about how someone to come and take care of me, and then he grabbed me. He's trying to kill me.
Damn it, Trey.
I'm not the one trying to kill you, you stupid.
That's enough.
Stop playing the saint. It's over.
Get out of here.
Forget it. All you've been doing is prepping her for the big reveal. Or you were going to let her go home before you killed her so she wouldn't know it was you.
What?
Get the hell out of here and let me handle this.
Handle what?
What's the matter, John? Can't look her in the eye and tell her the truth?
The truth about what? I don't understand.
You want to tell her the truth about you?
Don't try to make this about me.
Will one of you please tell me what's going on here?
Carter, get out.
Carter doesn't move.
No, I can't do this. This is done. Over.
You're not paid to do this. You're paid to look the other way. You do your job and I'll do mine. Get out. Now.
Carter still doesn't move. John advances on him, grabs him, shoves him out of the door.
I said, get the fuck out of here.
John closes the door. Silence.
John?
I'm sorry.
Sorry about what? John?
For quite a few things. For what you've been through, for what you've seen, for what you know, and for what has to happen now. It was dark tonight, Maddie. Very dark. So dark it was hard to see clearly, but it wasn't dark enough. I saw you.
You saw me? What? You were...
Yes.
Son of a bitch!
Maddie physically attacks John. He fends her off as best he can without truly attacking back.
Maddie.
You lousy son of a bitch! All this time you've been trying to get me to talk just to find out what I knew. And here I had been thinking you were worried about my safety, that you were worried about me, and instead you were just trying to figure out whether or not you had... Oh, shit.
I am sorry about this.
That just clears everything up now, doesn't it? You say you're sorry, and then what? You kill me? Like right in the middle of the damn police station?
Yes.
You've got to be kidding. This isn't happening. It's some form of a sick joke.
No.
Yeah, I will scream.
You could. But I'm afraid it wouldn't help. Who would hear you? Carter? Carter knows who I am and who I work for. If he didn't do anything before, he won't now.
No, he tried to tell me. He tried to get me away.
Only because he got cold feet. Generally, Carter doesn't see things up close like this. We pay him to stay far away.
No, I don't believe you.
Yes, you do. You said it yourself. Everything's corrupt.
I didn't mean someone else will hear. You don't own everyone.
Of course not. But I don't need to own everyone. Carter is the one that stood between you and me, so all I really needed to do was own him. And I do.
Someone will hear, or they'll see you. Someone you don't own. They'll catch you. If you didn't run when I screamed, they'd get you.
Yes, they would. You'll still be just as dead. Plus, if you scream, I'd most likely have to kill one or two cops when they came running in. You said you didn't want to die that way, knowing you caused the deaths of others.
Don't you dare try and do that to me, bastard. Don't you dare try to talk to me like that. This is different.
Is it? Why? Because it's you this time and not some homeless old man?
Shut up. Shut up.
Why should someone come running when you scream? You didn't run up and help him. Or standing there and staring, did you decide that he wouldn't have wanted you to die to save his life?
Look who's talking. You told me I was doing the right thing. What do you know about the right thing? I don't remember seeing you rush to save anyone either.
Saving him wasn't my job. My job is protecting the Giordani family, whatever that takes. Mr. Giordani may not like how his nephew does business, but he's still his nephew. Family counts for something. And you are doing the right thing. My actions don't change that. If people don't obey the laws, the balance gets upset. Anarchy, chaos.
I guess we know where you fall on that balance, don't we?
I live outside society. That's what breaking the law does. It puts you outside of it. And once you've gone outside of it, it's very hard to come back in, no matter how much you want to.
You're breaking my heart. I'm so very sorry that you feel like an outcast just because you work for a man who likes to kill harmless old men.
No. I feel like an outcast because I have to kill people like you. I make no attempts at hiding the truth from myself, Maddie. I know what I am. Believe me, I don't want to kill you.
Don't, I swear. I won't say anything to anyone.
I'd appreciate that. I really would. But the police would hardly be my biggest worry. Giordani knows I'm here, knows why I'm here. If you're still alive by morning, then he's going to start looking for me. Even God himself couldn't hide when they start looking for you. And when they find you...
But what about the witness program? Maybe they'd offer you a deal for what you know.
I highly doubt it. You'll hardly be the first person I've killed, Maddie. They are not likely to overlook 10 years worth of taking care of Giordani's loose ends.
Please, there has to be something. Couldn't you just tell them that I don't know anything?
It wouldn't matter. Even if you didn't hear a name, didn't see a face, you were there. The Giordanis don't get to where they are by being merciful. They can't take the risk of having you alive.
I'll go away. I swear. I'll just disappear. Please, you don't have to kill me.
I am sorry.
Stop saying that.
Maddie, listen.
This cannot be happening. Everything's moving too fast. I can't get my head wrapped around this.
Maddie.
No, just stop. Let's just talk about this, okay?
I'm sorry. We really don't have that kind of time. If you'd like a few minutes, I can give you that.
A few minutes for what for?
To prepare, pray, whatever you like.
Just a few minutes. God. My mind is blank. I can't. I don't want to die. Please, God, I don't want to die.
Maddie.
John steps towards Maddie.
No, wait, please, just a few minutes. Prayer, shit. I can, please, I can't. Please let me remember something. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I can't remember the rest. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul.
John stands behind Maddie.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
No.
Maddie tries to run for the door, but John catches her.
I shall fear no evil.
No.
Thou art with me.
Maddie tries to struggle, tries to
Thy
scream.
rod
Snaps her.
and thy staff, they comfort me.
John guides Maddie back to the chair. She sits.
Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil.
John brushes Maddie's hair with his hand, straightening it. He holds the back of her neck.
My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.
Please, I swear to God, I won't tell anything to anyone. Please, I swear.
I believe you.
Carter enters, gun drawn, held at his side. He freezes when he sees John and Maddie. Maddie looks at him.
I'm sorry.
John grabs Maddie's chin as if to turn her head to look at him.
I know.
While still holding her by the back of her neck, he gives her a swift wrench. We hear a loud crack, and Maddie goes limp. John gently lays her head down on the table. Carter steps to the middle of the room.
Holy shit!
Put that away before you hurt yourself.
I can't believe you just...
Yes, you can. She was dead before she walked in here tonight, and you know it.
No.
You knew this was coming from the moment you saw me in here. You should have done something about it then.
John brushes Maddie's hair away from her face.
I'd do some thinking if I were you, about just how far you want to go with this.
What?
You almost screwed yourself tonight because you got too close. What do you think Papa G would have done to you if you'd taken her away from me tonight? Even if she didn't say anything to anyone, the damage would have been done. Hell, just knowing she was out there, that she knew about your involvement with Giordani, you wouldn't have been able to handle it.
I'm not stupid.
Really. Just having her alive and out there somewhere would make you sloppy. You'd be nervous, say the wrong thing in front of the wrong person, and then we'd be going through this all over again, except next time you'd be the one begging for your life.
I could just shoot you.
You could. I might even thank you for it. But do you have enough bullets to shoot every person Papa would send for you after that?
John turns away from Carter and he looks back at Maddie's body for a few minutes.
What was she sorry for?
A lot of things.
What do we do now?
What we're paid to do.
What about her? What do we do with her?
Nothing. Don't touch her. Call for a clean crew. They'll take care of it.
And the FBI? What do I tell them?
Truth. She faked an illness and ran off when she went to use the bathroom. The cleaners will have her taken by then.
What about Veretti? It's his case. What do I tell him?
Nothing. You're hardly the only cop on our payroll.
John begins to hum Wayfaring Stranger, then stops.
Go home, Trey.
You be waiting for me there?
Not tonight. Not me. We can't promise more than that.
John touches Maddie's hair.
Such a damned waste.
John exits. Carter stands in the center of the stage between the door and the table with Maddie's body. He moves as if to touch her, but stops. He looks at his gun, then the door, and stops. Finally, he looks out. Silence. Lights out. End of play.
Amber, that was...
You were phenomenal.
that was...
I've muted the cast here for a second before we continue our celebrations. Thank you very much for joining us, those who could this evening. We shall talk with ourselves. I know there was some technical difficulties this evening about perhaps moving the live stream to YouTube. I think that might be a bit more stable. But as you know, next weekend, next Saturday at 7 p.m. Central, we shall be reading the Scottish play. Ooh. We did up a lovely Facebook header for our Facebook page this evening, informing you of our plan for plays for the rest of May. That means 3 more Shakespeare plays, 2 more modern plays, one by Henrik Ibsen, another by another local playwright. We hope that you will join us for those and have a lovely evening. Goodbye.